This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're here at the MicroCap Conference 2016 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With me right now is Kevin Callahan from Pioneering Technology Corp. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you. First one is PTE on the TSX Venture, and the second one is PTEFF on the OTC. Kevin, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
It's great to have you on our program. So for our audience, let's start off with an overview of Pioneering.
Okay, Pioneering Technology historically was a product innovation incubator, and over the past 4 or 5 years we've morphed into a category which we call cooking fire prevention products. So basically what we do is we have created patented technology to help prevent cooking fires, the #1 cause of household fire in North America and a multi-billion-dollar problem in the US alone.
So what's the history behind this? How did you get into this segment of products?
Well, interestingly, my background was initially in product marketing in the early days. A lot of that involved product development, so I've always been interested in that sort of area. Later in my career, I got involved in venture capital, ran a couple of their companies, but got a real feel for entrepreneurs and innovation. This was one of the companies that I met while I was there, and after doing a little probing around, really liked what I saw. So initially I was just an investor, but it was a bunch of engineers who couldn't commercialize any of their products. So over time I went in and took over as CEO, helped them take their products to market, finance their business, and the rest is history.
Okay, so let's talk about the product itself. What is it, and what's the problem you're solving?
Well, the product that's driving a lot of our growth right now is a product called the SmartBurner. We introduced it a couple years ago. We sell it into the multi-residential world, so housing authorities, university and college housing, military housing, other types of rental housing, seniors. And what it does is it controls the high-end temperature of an electric coiled stove. And electric coil stoves are the prominent cooking range in that multi-residential world because it's more robust than a glass top and safer than a gas top. So what we do is we call it temperature limiting control. We've created patented technology that controls the high-end temperature below the ignition point of any common household materials like cooking oils or even a piece of paper for that matter. You could sit it on the burner all night long and it wouldn't catch fire.
So how does that work then? You know, like literally could be I could turn up my burner to the highest heat, and at a certain point, like if I happen to walk away or God forbid I fell asleep, your burners would then just kind of cut the temperature off, or it would turn off? How does that work?
Basically what it does, this particular product, is it controls the temperature. So typical electric coil stove will go up to about 1600 degrees Fahrenheit. You only need 212 degrees to boil water. So there's a lot of wasted energy there. At about 700 degrees Fahrenheit, that's when oils will auto-ignite, literally combust, and other household materials will catch fire. So we control the high-end temperature at about 660 degrees Fahrenheit. So when the burner reaches 660, it actually cycles the burner off. So it's actually off for part of the cooking time, which also helps the multi-residential property owner save energy. But in cycling on and off, it never gets hot enough that there'll be auto-ignition. So in that way, it prevents fires from happening. A previous product that we also install in multi-residential is a hardwired version of that technology. It also features temperature limiting control. It's done a little bit differently. But between the two of them, we've probably installed about 200,000 units throughout North America and around the world with the U.S. military. 100% efficacy, never had a cooking fire, which is why the fire service in the United States love us and are our greatest advocates.
And then how does that implementation process, or post-implementation, is there a recurring model, you know, like for maintenance and serves, that kind of thing?
Well, the recurring model, it depends. In different environments, stovetops last longer than in other environments. But in public housing, it might be 5 years. In a private residence, it could be 25 years. Our focus isn't specifically on private residence, just sort of the business-to-business channels because they're so huge and we sell in volume. From a recurring standpoint, the size of the market, just on the electric coil side, is probably worth about $4 or $5 billion. So I understand what you're saying in terms of recurring model. It doesn't really need to recur. It recurs with our customers who acquire properties or are installing new stoves. But it's all of our growth is just sheer market opportunity that we're taking advantage of.
On the competition side, is there anybody else kind of doing what you guys are doing?
Not really. Our main competition in public housing or multi-residential housing would be companies that make products that alert you to the fact that you already have a fire, so smoke alarms, detectors, or companies that suppress fires, so make extinguishers or sprinklers. Really have no competition in terms of controlling or preventing the fire from starting in the first place.
So for the whole product, you have a product line, right? Because it's not just for the burners. I thought I saw something for a microwave too, or something like that.
Right. Okay. So we have, at present, we have 4 products. 2 of them are focused on electric coil because that's the prominent range type in multi-residential housing. One of the products is hardwired because in those instances, the property owners don't want people to be able to dismantle them. The other is the plug and play for the electric coil. Then we have a product which is a wireless self-learning product for gas and smooth top stoves. And what it does is it doesn't actually shut the stove off. What it does is it alerts the user that they may have forgotten the fire and that a dangerous situation might be imminent, and reminds them to come back to the microwave, or to the stove rather, and keep it attended. To sort of complete the suite of offerings, we have a microwave product that helps prevent cooking fires, but more importantly what it does is it helps prevent false alarms associated with microwaves. That's where the real problem lies. And typically it's somebody puts something in the microwave, hits 20 minutes instead of 2 minutes, smokes like crazy, and it sets off the alarm, which creates an evacuation type situation. So if you're in a university residence and every kid has a microwave in their residence room, the second or third time a kid hears a microwave go off in the middle of the night, they stop getting out of bed. And then if there's a fire, people get hurt. Also importantly, it costs the university a lot of money every time the fire department has to show up. So this product basically prevents those false alarm activations from happening. So the product is relevant anywhere where an evacuation creates a dangerous situation, a loss of productivity like in an office tower, or significant cost in terms of fire department runs.
So how does the company also market its products? You know, do you have like a team in place, or do you have downstream channel partners?
Well, when we started, we're a small company, about a dozen people, 5 or 6 salespeople, and we were selling primarily direct. And the way we were doing it was going to trade shows, joining industry organizations, getting the word out. And over time, we created some awareness for our brand and our business. We have a solid reputation, specifically in the United States. And so that's the way things are moving around. Over the past 12 months, which is also helping accelerate our growth, we switched from a direct sales model to one in which we work with, and just signed them up over the past 12 months, the 3 largest distributors or suppliers to all of the channels we want to be in, and some of the channels we hadn't even thought about being in. So as opposed to having 6 people out selling our products, we now have each of these 3 companies have about 200 salespeople just in those divisions who are actively selling our product. They love it because it's high margin, they can sell it in volume, and it's something new and distinct that they can bring to their customers. So we've been very excited about that, but we're really just scratching the surface with them. But some of the deals they're bringing to us are massive. So it's been great, and we don't want to be a sales and marketing company. We want to be a product innovation technology company.
From what you can tell me, what are some of the goals and milestones for the business for the rest of 2016 going into 2017?
Okay, so 2016, we actually have September 30th year end. So because we're public, our audited statements don't come out until late in January. But we gave some guidance the other day, just because I get asked these questions all the time. So the business, we had figured we were going to grow this year at 50% clip. We surpassed that, which was great. One of the other milestones was setting up these new channel partners, which has been tremendous. We've started a partnership with a large insurance company on the East Coast, which is going to help bring down the cost for our customers and shorten their payback period, because all these products deliver a return on investment. We got our, historically we've been creatively financed this company. And as I said earlier, we just started talking to the marketplace about it. But in doing that, we also did some financings whereby we cleaned up our balance sheet, and so the business is really positioned for significant growth going forward, to the point where we're looking at doing 50% again next year at minimum. I mean, the hard part is doing the first couple $1 million. The easy part is now accelerating that, and we're in a real good position to do that.
And where can our audience go and find more information about the company?
You could go to our website, which is www.pioneeringtech, TECH, that's all one word, .com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're here at the MicroCap Conference 2016 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With me again is Kevin Callahan from Pioneering Technology Corp, publicly traded company, two symbols again, PTE on the TSX Venture and PTE.FF on the OTC. Kevin, thank you so much.
Robert, thanks a lot for your time.